everybody. It's Sebastian. It's Sebastian's movie game time. Today on episode 48, I'm gonna be reviewing. I want to be. I'm gonna be review. I'm gonna be reviewing movies, decent movies, the ones I thought they were pretty decent, and the movies that I did not like. So let's get started, shall we? First off, we have um, we have Swordfish. It's about a computer hacker who gets recruited by a mysterious stranger to help him to prevent war on terrorism in the city. Swordfish. It stars John Travolta, Hugh Jackman, Halle Berry, Vinnie Jones, Sam Shepard, and Don Cheadle. I give Swordfish 2 out of 3 stars. Next, we have The Forsaken. It's about a man and a vampire hunter who protect a woman from from being targeted by a vampire gang. It stars Kurt Smith, Jonathan Stretch, and Carrie Snodgrass. I get The Forsaken 1 out of 3 stars. We have MVP2, Most Vertical Primate. It's about a chimpanzee named Jake who learns to skateboard as he's joined a skateboard competition. The movie stars real life skater Bob Burncrest. I give MVP2, Most Vertical Primate, 1 out of 3 stars. We have Hearts in Atlantis. It's about a man who tells a story about when he was a young boy. He met a mysterious stranger with gifted abilities. Hearts in Atlantis is based on a book by Stephen King, and it stars Anthony Hopkins and Anton Yelchin, which is sadly Anton Yelchin was a young kid when he did this movie, but he died in real life, so it's kind of sad if you if you do see him in this movie if you haven't. I give Hearts in Atlantis 2 out of 3 stars. We have The Last Castle. It's about a former general who gathers up different prison inmates to go up against a corrupt warden who runs the prison. The Last Castle. It stars James Gandolfini, Robert Redford, Mark Ruffalo, Clifton Collins Jr., and Delroy Lindo. I thought the chemistry and the battle hatred between James Gandolfini and Robert Redford's characters in the movie, I thought they were great in the film together, scoring off against each other. I get The Last Castle 2 out of 3 stars. We have Vanilla Sky. It's about a published man whose life turns upside down after a car accident, and he realizes that he's dreaming or he's not dreaming. Um, it's Vanilla Sky. It stars Tom Cruise, Penelope Cruz, Cameron Diaz, Jason Lee, and Kurt Russell. I give Vanilla Sky 1 out of 3 stars. We have American Outlaws. It's about five best friends who fights back against they must fight back against lawmen who are after them. American Outlaws. It stars Colin Farrell, Scott Conn, Arlie Latter, Gregory Smith, Kathy Bates, and Timothy Dalton. I give American Outlaws 1 out of 3 stars. We have K-Pax. It's about a man who who's in a mental institution who convinced people and his staff member that he's a man, a different man. He's a man from a planet called K-Pax. It stars Jeff Bridges, Kevin Spacey. I give K-Pax 1 out of 3 stars. We have Glitter. It's about a young senior woman who falls for a man who introduced her who introduced her to the music business industry. Glitter, it stars real life singer Mariah Carey. I give the Glitter movie 1 out of 3 stars. We have The Devil's Backbone. It's about an orphan boy who uncovers supernatural spirit of of a recent of a recent dead boy who tells him to solve his unsolved murder. The Devil's Backbone. It stars Inigo Gorlis. It's directed by Guillermo del Toro. I give The Devil's Backbone 2 out of 3 stars. We have Baby Boy. It's about a man who lives with his mother along with her boyfriend as his mother and her new boyfriend convince him to get a life and get a job, you know, while at the same time, you know, the man's pregnant girlfriend who is pregnant with his child. Um, so Baby Boy is directed by John Singleton. It stars Tyrese Gibson, Ving Rhames, Taraji P. Henson, Omar Gooding, and Snoop Dogg. I give Baby Boy 1 out of 3 stars. We have Kiss of the Dragon. It's about a Chinese agent who helps a prostitute woman to get back her daughter who's been held hostage by a corrupt French policeman. Kiss of the Dragon. It stars Jet Li and Bridget Fonda. I give Kiss of the Dragon 2 out of 3 stars. We have Ghost World. It's about two best girlfriends who graduate from their high school as they must as they must find their own lives complicated. It stars Scarlett Johansson, Nora Burch, and Steve Buscemi. I give Ghost World 2 out of 3 stars. We have Bones. It's about a drug dealer who comes back as a ghost spirit to get back on the people who murdered him. Bones stars Snoop Dogg, Pam Grier, Clifton Powell, Captain Isabel, and Bianca Lawson. I give Bones 1 out of 3 stars. We have Frailty. It's about a man who convinces his 2 sons that he must destroy evil people and make them pay for their sins. Frailty, it stars Matthew McConaughey, Powers Boot, and Bill Paxton. I give Frailty 2 out of 3 stars. We have Brotherhood of the Wolf. It's about two guys who have come to a small remote village town to discover some supernatural secret of evil. Brotherhood of the Wolf. It stars Monica Bellucci and Vincent Cassel. I give Brotherhood of the Wolf 1 out of 3 stars. We have Bedazzled. It's about a man who gets 7 wishes by a beautiful devil woman who makes his life and spiral his world completely out of control. Bedazzled, it stars Brendan Fraser and Elizabeth Hurley. I give Bedazzled 1 out of 3 stars. We have Mimic 2, about a giant bug who human mimicking starts killing people. It stars Bruno Campos. I give Mimic 2 1 out of 3 stars. We have Dr. Doolittle 2. It's about a man named Dr. Doolittle, or it's about a man named Doolittle who allows help from his animal friends to help him save the forest. Dr. Doolittle 2, it stars Eddie Murphy. I give Dr. Doolittle 2 1 out of 3 stars. We have Hannibal. It's about FBI agent Clarice Starling, who's who whose job is to hunt down escape killer Hannibal Lecter. Hannibal stars Anthony Hopkins, Julian Moore, Ray Liotta, and Gary Oldman. Hannibal's also directed by Ridley Scott, a good director, Ridley Scott. I give Hannibal 1 out of 3 stars. We have The One. It's about a Chinese agent who goes back in time to stop another version of himself from being pursued by two agents. The one stars Jet Li, Delroy Lindo, and Jason Statham. I give the one out of 3 stars. We have we have Heartbreakers. It's about a mother and a daughter who were both scam con artists as they plan to scam their next victim, who is a wealthy rich guy. Heartbreakers, it stars Sigourney Weaver, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Gene Hackman, Jason Lee, Ray Liotta. I gave Heartbreakers 1 out of 3 stars. We have Saving Silverman. It's about two guys who kidnaps a woman who has stolen their best friend from them. It stars Jason Beggs, Steve Zahn, Amanda Peet, Jack Black, Amanda Detmore, Early Ermy, and Neil Diamond as himself. I give Saving Silverman 1 out of 3 stars. We have How High. It's about two guys who decide to attend college where they both throw the ultimate party to the college students. How High stars Method Man, Redman, and Fred Willard. I give How High 1 out of 3 stars. We have The Deep End. It's about a woman who finds out that her son is being blackmailed and she must find a way to help her son. The Deep End stars Tilda Swinton, Goran Vichnik. I give The Deep End 2 out of 3 stars. We have Picker. It's about a San Francisco detective and a bomb squad who must stop a mad bomber from bombing cities. Picker stars Tom Sizemore, Steven Seagal, Dennis Hopper, Jimmy Presley, and Ice-T for some reason, who appears about 5 or 7 or 10 seconds into the movie. I give Ticker 1 out of 3 stars. We have Texas Rangers. It's about several Texas Rangers who must band together to stop a corrupt, ruthless, a corrupt businessman and his posse. It stars James Van Der Beek, Ashton Kutcher, Richard Lee Cook, Ashton Kutcher, Dylan McDermott, Randy Travis, Usher Raymond, Alfred Molina, and Tom Skerritt. I give Texas Rangers 1 out of 3 stars. And also too, you can do a double feature movie of Texas Rangers and American Outlaws because they both came out the same year, 2001. I give Texas Rangers 1 out of 3 stars. We have Rat Race. It's about a group of different people who come traveling from Las Vegas to Santa Fe, New Mexico to retrieve a bag full of money run by a casino owner. It stars Rowan Atkinson, Whoopi Goldberg, Cuba Gooding Jr., John Cleese, Wayne Knight, Kathy Bates, John Lovitz, Brooklyn Meyer, Amy Smart, Dave Thomas, and Seth Green. I give Rat Race 2 out of 3 stars. We have Iris. It's a biography, true story movie about an Irish poet named Iris. As the films told flashbacks when she was younger until now to her later aged now. Iris stars Judy Dench, Kate Winslet, and Jim Broadbent. I give Iris 2 out of 3 stars. We have 300 Miles to Graceland. It's about two criminals who disguise themselves as Elvis impersonators for Elvis weekend Elvis weekend, like in Las Vegas, as they rob a casino and they get themselves in a shootout with a bunch of police officers inside the casino. Um, Kevin Costner was a scene stealer for me as the main bad guy villain in this movie, 3,000 Miles to Graceland. So Kevin Costner was the highlight for me of this movie. But yeah, 300 Miles of Grace, 300 Miles of Graceland stars Kurt Russell, Kevin Costner, Ice-T, Howie Long, John Lovitz, Christian Slater, Brooklyn Woodbine, Courtney Coss, David Arquette, Thomas Hayden Church, and Kevin Pollak. I give 300 Miles of Graceland 2 out of 3 stars. We have Kate and Leopold. It's about an Englishman from the 1870s who decided to jump into a modern day time New York City as he meets and falls in love with a New York woman. It stars Meg Ryan and Hugh Jackman. I give Kate and Leopold 2 out of 3 stars. We have The Mexican. It's about two young people who are in love, who get themselves into a dangerous world of thugs, hitman, and the urban legend myth of a Mexican pistol that's called The Mexican. The Mexican stars Brad Pitt, Julia Roberts, James Gandolfini, and Gene Hackman. I give The Mexican 2 out of 3 stars. We have John Carpenter's Ghosts on Mars. It's about Mars police officers who have come to Mars. It's about space police officers who come to Mars to escort a dangerous convict criminal. Later, that they're no longer alone as the miners become dangerous evil. It stars emulating and going after the Mars police force and they must fight back. Ghosts on Mars it stars Ice Cube, Natasha Hissrich, Jason Stanton, Pam Grier, Joanna Cassidy. I give John Carpenter's Ghosts on Mars 2 out of 3 stars. We have Monsters Ball. It's about a prison guard who falls for a woman whose husband that he put to be executed death row after the death of the woman's son. Monsters Ball. It stars Billy Bob Thornton, Halle Berry, the late Heath Ledger, Sean Combs, and Peter Boyle. I give Monsters Ball 1 out of 3 stars. We have Birthday Girl. It's about a guy who happens to be a bank clerk who meets a Russian woman who has secrets of her own. It stars Ben Chaplin, Vincent Cassel, and Nicole Kidman. I give Birthday Girl 1 out of 3 stars. We have Ichi the Killer. It's about a Yakuza man who comes across a killer who likes pain. It stars uh, Shai Chai Sato. I give Ichi the Killer 1 out of 3 stars. The Onset is about a psychiatrist who must help a troubled teenager who saw his mother's death, who must cope with his mother's death. Starring Vincent Cordnizer, Anna Garcia, Linda Cardellini. I give The Onset 2 out of 3 stars. We have Jeepers Creepers. It's about brother and sister who find their lives being stalked and hunted by a creature type killer with wings that could fly that fears upon its victims. Jeepers Creepers it stars Justin Long and Gina Phillips. I give Jeepers Creepers 2 out of 3 stars. We have Tomcats. It's about 5 guys who made a pact 7 years earlier as they all as find themselves staying single. It stars Shannon Elizabeth, Jerry O'Connell, Jake Busey, Jimmy Presley. I give Tomcats 1 out of 3 stars. We have The Animal. It's about a guy who realizes an organ it's about a guy who realizes that he becomes like an animal and starts acting like an animal. It stars Rob Schneider. I give The Animal 1 out of 3 stars. Say it is Say It Isn't So is about a man who gets mistaken as he falls for a girl that people convince that is his sister, but it gets mistakenly confused, mixed up. Saying It So, it stars American Pie star Chris Klein, Sally Field, Richard Jenkins, and Heather Graham. I give Saying It So 1 out of 3 stars. We have Joe Dirt, about a man named Joe Dirt who goes on cross-country trip to find his parents who left him as a child as he encounters and meets several people along the way. Joe Dirt stars David Spade, Brittany Daniel, Dennis Miller, Adam Beach, Jimmy Presley, Christopher Walken, and Kid Rock. I give Joe Dirt 1 out of 3 stars. We have Mulholland Drive. It's about a woman who survives a car wreck accident and meets a Hollywood actress as both women get pulled into a confusing world of deception and betrayals. Mulholland Drive stars Naomi Watts, Justin Theroux, and Laurie Hurry. I give Mulholland Drive 1 out of 3 stars. We have Beethoven's Force. It's about a St. Bernard dog named Beethoven who gets mixed up with the rich family's dog. Stars Judge Reinhold and Julia Sweeney. I give Beethoven's Force 1 out of 3 stars. We have Charlotte Gray. It's about a young woman who joins the French resistance soldiers during World War II. It stars Kate Blanchett and Michael Gambon. I give Charlotte Gray 1 out of 3 stars. We have Two Can Play That Game. It's about a businesswoman who plays games with the guy who happens to be her boyfriend, only that the woman is playing the same games as him, and who doesn't know that she's playing games on him. Two Can Play That Game. It stars Morris Chestnut, Barricade Fox, Anthony Anderson, Gabrielle Union, and Monique. I give Two Can Play That Game 2 out of 3 stars. Two Can Play That Game 2 out of 3 stars. We have Kissing Jessica Stein. It's about a woman who's searching for a guy who she realizes that she falls and meets a woman. Kissing Jessica Stein. It stars Jennifer Westfield. I give Kissing Jessica Stein 1 out of 3 stars. We have Planet of the Apes. Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes is about a space astronaut man who lands on a planet that's been taken over by apes and who enslaves humans. Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes. It stars Mark Wahlberg, Estella Warren, Helena Bonham Carter, Tim Roth, Michael Clark Dunklin, Paul Giamatti, and Chris Christopherson. I give Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes 2 out of 3 stars. We have Sea Spot Run. It's about a missing police dog who befriended a young boy and a dumb-witted mailman who's in hiding from a mobster. Sea Spot Run. It stars David Arquette, Michael Clark Dunklin, and Paul Sorvino. I give Sea Spot Run 1 out of 3 stars. We have Down to Earth. It's about a man who gets hit by a truck accident and who gets a second chance to make a life for himself. It stars Chris Rock, Regina King, Chaz Palminteri, Mark Addy, and Eugene Levy. Down to Earth, I give 1 out of 3 stars. We have Red Carver's Boys. It's about a single mother who must deal with her troubled teenager son who has problems of his own. It stars Drew Barrymore, Steve Zahn, James Woods. I give Red Carver's Boys 1 out of 3 stars. We have Amelie. It's about a shy woman named Amelie who decides to find love and find someone to love with. Amelie stars Audrey Tautou. I give Amelie 1 out of 3 stars. We have Zoolander. It's about a supermodel named Derek Zoolander who must stop an international conspiracy plot by a ruthless businessman. It stars Ben Stiller, Owen Wilson, Christine Taylor, John Voight, Alexander Skarsgård, Billy Zane, Jerry Stiller, and Will Ferrell and Mila Jovovich. Give it a company. I give Zoolander 1 out of 3 stars. We have Serendipity. It's about two people who go search and love for each other. It stars John Cusack, Kate Beckinsale. I give Serendipity 2 out of 3 stars. We have the Tailor of Panama. It's about a spy agent who comes to Panama to tell a tailor, who recruits a tailor to become a spy for him and help him out. The Tailor of Panama, it stars Pierce Brosnan, Jamie Lee Curtis, Jeffrey Rush, Catherine McCormack, and Daniel Radcliffe, who played Harry Potter, the title character Harry Potter, in the same year as his movie came out. I give the Tailor of Panama 1 out of 3 stars. We have Tigerland. It's about a group of soldiers who go to a training at one of the most infamous Louisiana's infamous boot camps before they go to the war. Tigerland stars Colin Farrell, Matthew Davis, Clifton Collins Jr., and Cole Hauser. I give Tigerland 1 out of 3 stars. We have Shallow Hal. It's about a man who meets a 300-pound woman and who as he falls in love for. Shallow Hal is directed by the Farrelly brothers, and it stars Jack Black and Gwyneth Paltrow, Jason Alexander. I give Shallow Hal 1 out of 3 stars. We have the Queens of Comedy. It's about 4 African American women who are comedians who get up on stage and perform a comedy stand-up show for his audiences. It stars himself as Monique, Adele Gibbons, Simone, and Laura Hayes. I give the Queens of Comedy 1 out of 3 stars. We have Ali, tells the story of a boxer named Muhammad Ali, the greatest boxing, who is the world's greatest boxing fighter. It stars Will Smith, Mario Van Peebles, Jeffrey Wright, Michael T. Williamson, Jimmy Fox, and John Voight. I give Ali 1 out of 3 stars. We have Blow. It's a biography that tells a true story about the rise and fall of a drug kingpin during the 70s and the 80s. It stars Johnny Depp, Penelope Cruz, Ray Liotta, and Paul Rubens. I give Blow 2 out of 3 stars. We have The Pledge. It's about a retired detective who gets lured back and to solve and to solve and to solve an of a missing case to catch a killer. The Pledge stars Jack Nicholson, Robin Wright Penn, Vanessa Redgrave, Sam Shepard, Benicio del Toro, Aaron Eckhart, Mickey Rourke, Sam Shepard, Harry Dean Stanton. I give The Pledge 1 out of 3 stars. Scary Movie 2 is about 4 teenagers who get tricked by their college by the professor to spend the night at this haunted house. It's a parody spoof, Scary Movie 2, and it's a sequel to the first Scary Movie. Scary Movie 2 stars Anna Faris, Regina Hall, Tim Curry, Chris Elliott, Veronica Cartwright, and James Woods. I give Scary Movie 2 1 out of 3 stars. We have Hedwig and the Angry Itch. It's about queer punk singer who goes on tour with his band as he tells his story. It stars John Cameron Mitchell. Hedwig and the Angry Itch. I give 2 out of 3 stars. Someone Like You is about a woman. Is about a woman talk show host who wrote a column on a man who starts looking for any guy who can love her. Someone Like You stars Ashley Judd, Greg Kinnear, and Hugh Jackman. Oh, and Ellen Barkin as well. I guess Someone Like You 2 out of 3 stars. We have Maid. It's about two best friends who are both involved in money laundering as they go to Las Vegas as they get themselves into trouble. Maid stars John Farrell, who directed it too. No, yeah, May stars John Farrell, Vince Vaughn, Sean P. Diddy Combs at the time, Peter Falk. I give May 2 out of 3 stars. We have the Accidental Spy. It's about the Hong Kong. It's about a Hong Kong man who gets pulled in to become a Hong Kong super spy. It stars Jackie Chan. I give the Accidental Spy 1 out of 3 stars. We have the Moss Man Prophecies. It's about a report. It's about a man who's a reporter who gets drawn to a small town where he experienced strange events. It stars Richard Gere, Laura Linney, and Deborah Messing. I get the Mossman Prophecies 1 out of 3 stars. We have Enemy at the Gates. It's about a famous sniper, Mark. It's about a famous sniper who becomes a target by the Germans. Professional German expert sniper who's out to who's out to kill him. It's a cat and mouse that's set like in World War II. It stars Jude Law, Joseph Fiennes, Rachel Weisz, Bob Hoskins, Ron Perlman, and Ed Harris. I like the cat and mouse between the Ed Harris character and Jude Law's 2 characters as they both go head to head. I give Enemy at the Gates 2 out of 3 stars. We have Angel Eyes. It's about an Asian woman who falls for a mysterious stranger who saved her life as he begins to fall in love with them. Angel Eyes stars Jennifer Lopez, Jim Caviezel. I give Angel Eyes 2 out of 3 stars. America's Sweethearts is about a movie deal that involves a publicist and his film co-stars. America's Sweethearts. It stars John Cusack, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Billy Crystal, Julia Roberts, Hank Azaria, Stanley Tucci, Christopher Walken, Alan Arkin, and Seth Green. I give America's Sweethearts 1 out of 3 stars. We have Osmosis Jones. It's about a white blood cell who lives in a human person's body who must stop a deadly germ virus who's trying to kill the human body that the white blood cell lives in. Osmosis Jones. It stars the voice talents of Chris Rock, Lawrence Fishburne, David Hyde Pierce, William Shatner, Randy Norwood, and Ron Howard. And the human and the human people stars Bill Murray, Alina Franklin, Molly Shannon, and Chris Elliott. I give Osmosis Jones 2 out of 3 stars. We have Domestic Disturbance. It's about a father. It's about a father's son who tells him that his new stepfather is not the father. Is not the man that he appears to be who he is. Domestic Disturbance. It stars John Travolta, Vince Vaughn, Matt O'Leary, and Steve Buscemi. Vince Vaughn. This is not good. You all know Vince Vaughn, right? Vince Vaughn, who's done comedy movies and other great movies. Well, this is not your typical good Vince Vaughn kind of character, good guy role or funny character. He plays like a menacing, evil villain kind of person that at times can be frightening and completely menacing if he has to be. Um, But yeah, Vince. So like I said, this movie, Domestic Disturbance, is not a Vince Vaughn movie. That it's Vince Vaughn, who's known for comedy and other good movies, but this is not. This is not your typical average Vince Vaughn character role. This is a different role for Vince Vaughn, as he plays like a menacing and who could be threatening and be very conventionally evil. But I just thought Vince Vaughn was good in the film. I give Domestic Disturbance 2 out of 3 stars. Okay, everybody, that's it. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and you get new content episodes Mondays. Thank you for watching episode 48 of Sebastian's Movie Game Time, and I'll see all of you at the movies.